Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Mason County, and welcome back to Deep Sky Farms. Thanks for coming out again. In our last episode, we started the build. Actually, we did most of the build of our new shop area up at the back here. And I have to say that went along rather nicely. That worked out. So we're heading back up there after our well-earned lunch. We did all of that work in the morning. We're heading up there after our well-earned lunch, and we're going to finish it up, add a few details. And we're going to carry on with our wood cutting project. As you know, behind the shop where we were working, we still have that stack of standing dead back there. So we want to take care of that and get that cleaned up and brushed out a little bit before our grass season starts. We're at the 2nd of April. We've basically got May to look after that, and then we start having our grass come in. So I'd like to get that at least knocked down, maybe hauled out of there, and set up for processing. We took a load down, a couple of loads down, and there we go. I'll roll back in here. We took some logs down to the sawmill, so those are processing away in the background. And we have left all of these dead ones back here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hop in one of the little skid steers here. I think I'll hop in this one. And I'm just going to kind of mark us out a stripe along the edge. Of basically what the extent of our property is. And I'm kind of guessing, because unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, depending on what you want to do, the reel mower mod, it doesn't prevent you from cutting on somebody else's property, which is both a blessing and a curse. In this case, it's a bit of a curse because we don't know where the bounds of our property are exactly, but it's also a blessing because it lets us get rid of this if we want to do some contracting off the farm. Anyway, so we're going to bring it over, I think, to about here. Yeah, this is where I started brushing out with the brush hog on the back of the Kubota. So we're going to get that going. Oh, bang up against that tree. That's good for those tracks. That's why I don't drive third person, and that's why I don't talk and drive at the same time. All right. So I guess by the time this video goes up, it will be past the July 4th weekend. I hope y'all had a good Murica Day. We had a pretty good Canada Day up here. The weather's been cooperating. Raspberries are up. I was out yesterday and got myself some. And I'm going out later on today to get myself some more. There we go, and we'll give it a couple more. Am I in the right place? No, I'm on the wrong track. That's alright, this all needs to come down anyway. It all needs to come down anyway. I mean, I could just do a time lapse of it, and I might do that. Although, you know what? It's been so long since I've cut a time lapse, I forget what the exact sequence is in Premiere Pro to get everything up to speed. Literally, I'd have to go and look it up, which I probably should do. Been kind of slack on the editing lately, but then again, it's success. People are watching the videos. Who's to argue? Speaking of, episode 15 just blew right up. I know we're on episode, I think we're on 19 now. Episode 15 blew right up. We blew past our 75 subscribers. We're now up to 77 as of last count. So thank you very much. Welcome to all of the new people. We're doing a not exactly realistic, I don't know what we're calling this. We're just messing around. JFA. Okay. We're JFA and we're making stuff work. All right. So speaking of making stuff work, I remember a couple of episodes back I said, oh, I'm not really confident enough with the FDR buncher. Oh, there's a stump right there. I bet you there's another one hiding in here somewhere too. Okay, we can get that with the Minotaur later. I said I wasn't that... Whoa, don't hit that new truck. That's an expensive proposition. I said I wasn't comfortable enough to use the FDR buncher on camera. Back it up a little bit. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. I figure practice makes perfect. I've spent some time off camera on a backup save game messing around with this thing. And while I am definitely not a professional, I'm at least good enough to give it the old college try, I guess. So we're going to play with this. The advantage of this, I'll show you on this stump actually, is if you do it just right. Fire up that blade. Is if you do it just right, you can take out the stump. And not leave the field, which is a big change over the way this used to work. If the way it used to work was it worked like every other mulcher out there, in that if you hit it, it would take the stump out, but it would leave a big scar in the ground, which realistic, yes. Desirable from a gameplay point of view, not so much. All right, let's see if I can hit this before I've had my first cup of coffee. It's sitting here on my desk cooling off. And if I can, we're gonna get a bunch of these. All right. See? No stump. And and that's never gonna happen again through the rest of the episode, which is why we've got the Minotaur. The disadvantage of this is that it's a slower machine. You can't rip around with it like you can the big John Deere. But that's okay. Now, let's see if I can grab two without dropping them. Okay, secondaries are closed. That's our secondary, that's our primary. Holy cow, look at that. We got two. And we're going to just take them down here. Shut that saw off for a second. I have to say, so far, this is the best iteration of that buncher saw that we've seen. The last ones were good. This one is really good. I really like using this now. Okay, and we're just going to drop these by here. Now, the difference between this buncher head and the other buncher head on the John Deere, this has manual controls of the claws. Right? I can open and close, and it's independent of what I do here. Because with the John Deere, basically you would just roll up to it and the trigger and the scripting would look after the claws on its own, which is okay, but it made it very easy to use. All right, let go. And you can do crap like that with it. Disadvantage, it's slow to drive this thing around. It doesn't move very fast. But that's okay. This is good for working in tight bush. And at some point, we've got a thinning out job. Now, can I get that one? And like, see, I missed it. I left the stump there. That's okay. We'll come back and get it with the other thing. Oh, do I have enough reach? I've got enough reach to get in close enough. We can straighten that out with the skidder. All right, come on back. We've got a thinning out job to do. Get rid of all of the dead stuff that's over in the bush in between the trailer park and the farm. And then we're going to be doing that as a contract at some point. It's not the formal Deadwood contract like we had in Silver Run. It's going to be a made-up contract, but we'll see. We'll see how that works. Because I want to explore in this series. I thought I was done with Mason County. I want to explore how to do different kinds of logging, because I still haven't played with the FTG Mojita or that style of thing. There we go. And the reason I want to do that is it's what's interesting to me right now. The actual farming part of the game is not super interesting to me right now. I've driven around in circles on a lot of maps. But that being said, like I said before, whoops, I missed it. Like I said before, I picked up our poplar field like I said I was going to. And I picked up a sugarcane field and I planted off screen a sugar beet field. And I think that's probably enough for that stack. Our skidder, it seems pretty happy pulling 6 at a time. I bought a skidder, by the way, or I replaced the skidder. I bought the big Tiger Cat with the boom on it. I really like that machine. So that's the process. Lather, rinse, repeat. I left the stump. Yep. I knew that right off the bat. Okay. I'm going to do some of this for a while. We'll drop into a time lapse and we'll see you on the other side. right, here we go. We're on to the last one here. We've got a stack of trees that we're going to deal with. All right. Make sure our secondary is good. Yep. Open up the primary. And whoops, too high. And we lost it. All right. Got a little too complacent. All right, we're going to drop the two of them here. We'll come get them with the skidder. And that's what we're going to do next. We're going to jump into that big tiger cat and start hauling these back up to the front. I'll see you up there. Okay, so we got this thing on the go. That's a good pile of trees we got. So our success rate on the stump, about 50%, but that's okay. Let's see if we can tidy this up. I don't know if I'll be able to grab the whole works here, but we're going to find out. But we do need to kind of shove these around and tidy them up a little bit. I do like the sound on this thing. It's quite the mean machine. All right, let's see if we can get onto this. This thing, it does have a separate claw cam. And what I like about it, back up a little bit more. Yeah, okay, I'm right on the tire there. I may not be able to grab all of them, but we'll see. It's got crane controls. Okay, and up. And then hit the tension belt on it, and we're good to go. We're going to tight up in there. All right, so next question. Where are we going to go with this? We're going to be taking a lot of space to process this, although we do have a lot of space cleared up here. I think we're going to spin it around, see if we can start stacking them up near the processor. Because it's easier to move this than it is to move the processor. We'll try it anyway. We'll see if I can spin this right around. If not, I'll just start stacking them right up here. How does that look? Can we get a sky cam? Well, it's not what I wanted to do, but it'll work. Just for some reason, my controls are laggy this morning, and the wheel is on USB. I can understand the Xbox controller because it's on Bluetooth, but I don't know why the wheel is lagging. Oh well. Probably because I'm laggy. Need more coffee. Had one. Figured that would be enough to get me going. And the process is just going to repeat. We're going to grab another one and another one and another one. We're going to until we get ourselves a good stack up there. Let's have a look at this one. I do like the crane cam on this machine. Yeah, about right there. All right, we got the belts on. Let's get this thing out of here. And we're going to pull this around this way. I think what we need here, now that we have that shop building, is we need an office building. So I'll have a look around on the mod hub for something that at least sort of looks like it. Or who knows, maybe I'll do a custom. If I can ever do a full custom. That's the problem, is I get started on these projects and then I forget about them. Not so much I forget about them, I run up against my limitations and then I put them down. Anyway, how did that work out? All right. So I should be able to just release the tension belts and drop that. I mean, that's good enough for the processor. All right. I'll do this a bunch more times, and we'll see you when we've got a stack of wood here. Okay, here we are. This is the last load out of here. And as we spin around, you can see that this is a very different area than what we started with. So the next step to happen in here, it's not going to happen today. I think we're pretty close to calling this an episode. Next step is to come through with our little mulcher and mowers and get this all cleaned up and ready to be turned into a field. And I think after we get the first cut off of here, I'm just going to come through and seed grass in here. Do it properly seeded grass and carry this all the way up and around. I might seed alfalfa, but I'm pretty sure at this point I'm going to seed grass. So you'll see as we come up across the side here exactly how much we have in terms of trees. That much. It's a pretty good sized stack, so we're going to be processing on that for a while. It'll keep the mill going for a while, that's for sure, and we can start using it up in some of the other productions as well. I want to get the cart and roll thing going. We're going to need that as we bring the quarry online for packaging stuff up. Oh, is that going to go up on top? Oh, it might. It just might. All right, let's see if we can swing that up there. All right. Pretty good. Pretty good. That's a pretty happy stack. Good thing we got that processor. Plus, we still have that here to process up as well. Whoa, a little bit of lag. Did you see that? I'll give this a shove, tidy it up. Yeah, that's as tight as that's going to get. And we'll neaten up these ends. There we go. All right, that's about going to do it for us, I think. Thank you very much for coming out and hanging out with us. If you like what we're doing, leave us a like. If you really like what we're doing, think about subscribing to the channel and help us grow. I'm on a quest to get 100 subscribers. And when I get 100 subscribers, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably die of shock. But no, seriously though, I'd like to get us up to 100 subscribers just to see if we can do it. And then after that, we're going to get the next 100 subscribers. And we're going to grow organically. We're not going to rely on cheats and hacks and blah, 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 blah. So far, I've got 76 videos and 76 subscribers. So, you know, one sub at a time, one sub at a time. Thank you very much for coming out. Check out Otter Plays for some quality Minecraft content. They've got a bunch of new stuff going on their channel. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, ring the bell, do all that good stuff. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves, y'all.